Once, in the busy streets of ancient Athens, a young man named Marcus walked with heavy steps. His face was dark with anger, and his hands shook. That morning, his neighbor had stolen his last piece of bread. Marcus had worked hard for that bread. Now, his stomach growled, and his heart burned with the desire for revenge. He wanted justice, or what he thought was justice. He wanted his neighbor to suffer as he had. But as Marcus walked, he passed a small garden where a group of men sat in quiet discussion. One of them, an older man with a calm face, noticed the storm in Marcus' eyes. The old man's name was Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher. He gestured for Marcus to join them. Marcus hesitated. He did not have time for talks. He wanted action, but something in the old man's gaze made him pause. He sat down, still tense. Epictetus spoke softly. "You are angry," he said. It was not a question. Marcus clenched his fists. "Would you not be? A thief took what was mine. He must pay." The other men listened quietly. One of them, a Roman named Seneca, nodded slowly. "Justice is a matter close to the Stoic heart," he said. "But tell me, what do you believe justice is?" Marcus frowned. "Justice is punishment. The thief must suffer as I have suffered." Seneca sighed. "And if you make him suffer, will your bread return? Will your hunger end?" Marcus shook his head. "No, but he will learn." Epictetus leaned forward. "Or will he only grow more desperate? A man who steals bread is likely hungry himself. If you strike him, will that feed him? Or will it only deepen his need?" Marcus had not thought of this. His anger flickered, but did not fade. "Then what is justice? Should I do nothing?" Seneca answered this time. "Justice, to a Stoic, is not about revenge. It is about fairness, reason, and the good of all. Ask yourself, what is fair? What is reasonable? What serves not just you, but the whole?" The words hung in the air. Marcus thought of his neighbor. The man had a family. Times were hard. Perhaps he had stolen out of need, not malice. Epictetus spoke again. "Justice begins within. Before you judge another, ask, have I ever been in need? Have I ever made a mistake? If the gods punished us for every wrong, who among us would stand innocent?" Marcus looked down. He had stolen fruit as a child. He had lied to avoid trouble. He was not perfect. Seneca continued. "The Stoics believe in a universal law, a force of reason that binds all people. True justice aligns with this law. It seeks not to harm, but to correct, not to destroy, but to heal." Marcus swallowed. "Then, what should I do?" Epictetus smiled slightly. "Speak to your neighbor. Understand his reasons. If he stole out of hunger, help him find work or food. If he stole out of greed, show him the harm he causes. Justice is not weakness, it is strength. The strength to act with wisdom, not rage." The young man sat in silence. His anger was still there, but now it was mixed with something else. Thought. Seneca added, "The world is full of wrongs. We cannot right them all. But we can act justly in our own lives. That is how change begins." Marcus stood. He was not sure what he would do yet. But he knew this: revenge would not bring his bread back. Only reason, fairness, and perhaps even kindness could do that. As he walked away, the Stoics returned to their discussion. They knew the young man's path would not be easy. Justice rarely is. But it is the only path worth walking. Centuries later, their teachings remain. The Stoics believed justice was not a sword to wield, but a light to guide. It was not about personal vengeance, but universal harmony. To act justly, they taught, was to live in agreement with nature, with the best of what it means to be human. In a world where anger often feels easier than understanding, their message is clear. Justice is not blind. It is awake, and it begins within us. The end.